What does overage mean in real estate? Overage is a weird word. It is the same as excess funds or overbids. What it means specifically is money that's left over when a property is foreclosed, but it's sold for more than the debt that was owed. So let me explain. This can happen from a tax foreclosure, meaning you don't pay your property taxes. It can happen from a mortgage foreclosure because you didn't pay your mortgage. So let's say, for example, is a property tax foreclosure. So if you don't pay your taxes for 3 to 4 years on your house, they will sell your house at an auction to get that tax money because they got to pay the firefighters, the police, the mayor, and all that stuff. So they will foreclose on your house. They're dead serious. So if we put some specific numbers on it, so an average house in America is worth about $400,000. And your tax bill on a house like that's going to be about $8,000 a year. So if you don't pay your taxes for 4 years, you'd owe $32,000 in principal, plus penalties and interest, which are always high with taxes. So let's just double it. We'll say you owed $64,000 in taxes plus interest and penalties on that $400,000 house. Now, obviously, the $400,000 house is going to sell for a lot more than $64,000 at an auction. Even if it was in like rotten, rundown condition, let's say a buyer scoops it up for $100,000. They would be jumping up and down for joy, right? Of course they would be. So when the property sells for $100,000, if $64,000 is owed, that means there's $34,000 left over. It's just the mathematical difference between $100,000 that was collected versus the $64,000 that was owed. So there's $36,000 left over, and the question is, what happens with that money? Well, the money sits in the government's bank account waiting for someone to claim it, and if nobody claims it, then the government just gets to keep it. And that's what happens most of the time. As a matter of fact, there's one study that was done that looked at this over 3 separate years in a row, and they found that over 70% of the time, nobody ever came to get the money. So a little under 30% was collected, 70% stayed with the government, and they just got to keep it. And one of the things that comes out of that is the government isn't chasing people down. Like, they get to keep the money if nobody claims it. So if nobody comes and applies, they happily keep the money. And that fills their coffers to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars a year. The problem is that people don't know that there even could be any money. Because if you think about it, if you're losing your house to foreclosure, are you thinking, oh, I wonder how much the house will sell for? And oh, if it sells for more than I owe, do I get that extra money? Heck no. You're just all stressed out trying to get some money together to save the roof over your head. You're stressed. You're thinking, what am I going to tell the kids if we lose the house? It causes marital problems. It's just like a complete nightmare for people. And people don't think, they don't think, well, if it sells for more, do I get the extra money? They don't think that at all. They think, they sold my house, they keep the money. It's very simple. I'm an attorney. I've talked to many people in this situation. That is the way they think. And they have no idea there even could be any possibility of any extra money. And the thing is, this money sits around for quite a while. I mean, the shortest state is Alaska, which is 6 months, which is just an outlier. But more typically, it sits around for about 3 years, sometimes 4 or 5 years, waiting to be claimed. And it's available to be claimed, but there's a formal application process you have to go through. And I could get more into that on a different video, and I actually do have a more advanced video that I'll share with you a little bit later if you want more details on this. But just say for now, they can apply. It's not a terribly hard process, but they usually don't apply for the money. And this is the same process, by the way, in a mortgage foreclosure, or if you have a deed of trust, if the trustee forecloses. It's the same thing. When the house sells for more than the amount that's owed, that extra money is left over and available for the former homeowner to claim. If you want to think about it in like a bigger technical sense, it really represents equity in the property, and that belongs to the former owner. And so we've made an amazing business out of this, which is really cool. It's called the Overages business. And what I do is I get lists of these monies that are being held. I reach out and contact the people whose names are on the list. And I say, hey, we've located some money that you're eligible to claim. Would you be interested in working with us? If so, we'll do it for a percentage. If we're successful, we'll get paid. If we're not, it doesn't cost you a penny, so you have literally nothing to lose. And maybe you get a big windfall. And people sign up with us. We go and we get the money. We give them the majority of it. We take a percentage for our business so we can support ourselves and stay in business from month to month. And it's a fantastic business. It's a feel-good business because you're helping people literally have lost everything. And just to give you an example, I had a lady named Carrie Johnson that lived in a homeless shelter. Well, she lived in a house until she lost it because she was injured at work, lost her job, couldn't pay her taxes, lost the house, ended up in a homeless shelter. We went and got her $32,000 in cash. I literally went to the homeless shelter to give it to her, not in cash, because if I gave her the cash in the homeless shelter, she might not come out with it. But in any event, I gave her the money by check. She was able to get out of the homeless shelter, to get into normal housing again, and she got her state of mind straightened out. And today, she has Social Security, she has some disability money she got, and she also has a small pension, and her life is back together again. We had another one, a student of ours that the lady you see a picture of is in her 90s. She lost her home, ended up living in the Walmart parking lot in her 90s in that brown truck that you see. It's just criminal. And my student, who I taught this business to, got her $25,000, and that was then enabled her to get back into indoor housing again, not living in the Walmart parking lot. And it's pretty amazing business, like really, really amazing business. And if you'd like a business where you can make great money, but you can also really help people, this is definitely something you should look at. And also, it can be started on the side as a little part-time thing. It can stay there. People do this in their retirement years. People do this just want to retire early. It can also be a big business. I built it into a pretty big business where I have people that get the leads together, people that find the contact information, people that reach out and talk to the folks, say, hey, would you like some help? We're happy to help you. And people that turn in the claims, and I oversee the process, measure the key operating indicators, manage the staff. So I've made it into a big business. It could be either. And if this appeals to you, I'd love to show you the business. I do teach the business, and I consult on the business because I absolutely love this business. And if you want to know more, then click on the link. It should appear above my shoulder. It's the intro to the Overages business video. Or there, if it doesn't show up there, it just means your browser doesn't support it. So then just look down below. There'll be a link down below so you can see my intro to Overages business video. Not terribly long, but I get into the details so you can identify for yourself if this is really a good business for you. I think it's great. It appeals to my wanting to do good and to help people and my want to make money and create a great life for my family. So I love it. And if you resonate with that, you'll probably love it too. And it's great for everybody. I mean, anybody can do this who's willing to reach out, do some research, reach out to people either by phone or mail, and let them know there's an opportunity and see if they want to work with you. If you're willing to do this, this can be a really great business for you. So it's been great spending time with you. Check out the Intro to Overages video, and I will see you over there and happily tell you more about this business. It's Attorney Bob Diamond, over and out for now.